Imagine a country where the people cannot freely use the internet, where every television channel is controlled by the government, where even a simple criticism of the leader can mean disappearance forever. This is not a movie story. This is the reality of North Korea, one of the most secretive and dangerous countries on earth. But today, the world is once again shocked because North Korea has released a terrifying statement that could increase tensions across the globe. The country has declared that it does not consider itself bound by international nuclear agreements anymore. And according to reports, changes in its constitution now allow a nuclear strike even if its leader Kim Jong Un is assassinated or removed from power. This statement has created fear among world powers because North Korea already possesses nuclear weapons capable of causing massive destruction. But the real question is, why is North Korea becoming more aggressive now? To understand this, we must go back into history. After World War II, Korea was divided into two parts, the North supported by the Soviet Union and China, and the South supported by the United States. In 1950, the Korean War began, turning the peninsula into a battlefield of destruction. Millions died, cities were destroyed, and since then, North and South Korea have technically remained at war because no official peace treaty was ever signed. Over the decades, North Korea transformed into one of the most isolated dictatorships in human history. The Kim family established absolute control over the country, starting with Kim Il-sung, then Kim Jong-il, and now Kim Jong Un. In North Korea, the leader is treated almost like a god. Massive statues, propaganda songs, and military parades dominate daily life. Citizens are taught from childhood that America and the outside world are enemies trying to destroy them. Because of this fear-based system, the government spends enormous amounts of money on weapons and missiles instead of improving the lives of ordinary people. Many defectors who escaped North Korea have described starvation, forced labor camps, and extreme surveillance. Yet despite poverty, North Korea continued building nuclear weapons in secret. In 2006, the country conducted its first nuclear test, shocking the international community. Since then, it has repeatedly launched ballistic missiles and tested more advanced weapons. Every time sanctions were imposed, North Korea responded with even more threats. Today, experts believe North Korea possesses dozens of nuclear warheads and missiles capable of reaching South Korea, Japan, and even parts of the United States. Recently, Kim Jong Un inspected new military factories and ordered the production of more long-range artillery and modern warships. State media showed massive missile launchers, rockets, and soldiers preparing for what the regime calls a possible future war. But perhaps the most dangerous part of today's statement is North Korea's constitutional change regarding nuclear retaliation. According to reports, if the country's leadership collapses or Kim Jong Un is killed, automatic nuclear attacks could be launched against enemies. Many analysts compare this to a doomsday system because it reduces the chances of peaceful negotiations during a crisis. At the same time, North Korea has officially abandoned the idea of reunification with South Korea, declaring the South a completely separate and hostile state. This marks a historic shift because for decades, both sides at least publicly talked about reunification someday. Now the situation appears colder and more dangerous than ever before. The United States, Japan, and South Korea have responded by increasing military cooperation and conducting joint military exercises near the Korean Peninsula. American bombers and aircraft carriers have been deployed to the region multiple times as a warning to Pyongyang. China and Russia, however, have often criticized Western pressure and called for dialogue instead of confrontation. This creates a complicated global situation because North Korea is not just a small isolated country anymore, it is a nuclear power capable of triggering international conflict. Some experts believe Kim Jong Un uses threats to gain leverage, demand sanctions relief, and strengthen his image inside the country. Others fear that continuous military escalation could eventually lead to a catastrophic misunderstanding or accidental war. Imagine a world where one mistake, one missile launch, or one miscalculation could push millions of lives into danger within minutes. Seoul, one of the world's largest cities, lies only a short distance from the North Korean border. Any large-scale conflict there could become one of the deadliest wars in modern history. Yet despite all the fear and tension, ordinary North Korean citizens continue living under strict control, cut off from much of the outside world. Many people secretly risk their lives just to watch foreign movies or listen to foreign music. The contrast between the powerful military image shown on television and the harsh reality faced by common citizens remains one of the greatest mysteries of North Korea. Today, the entire world is watching closely because every statement from Pyongyang has the power to change global politics overnight. Whether North Korea is preparing for negotiation, intimidation, or something far more dangerous, nobody truly knows. But one thing is certain, as long as nuclear weapons exist on the Korean Peninsula, the fear of war will continue to haunt the world. And perhaps the scariest part is that behind closed borders, hidden tunnels, and underground missile bases, one decision from a single leader could change human history forever.